Hi, my name is Sam, and this is Harvey. He is a 4-year-old Harrier, and he is a neutered male. While doing the clicker training, the first thing we did was condition the clicker or charge the clicker. Conditioning or charging the clicker is when you're pretty much teaching the animal what the clicking noise means for them. In order to charge or condition your clicker, you take about 10 to 15 treats, and in a quiet spot, you are just going to simply click and hand them a treat so that they can learn what the click is going to mean. So what the click means is pretty much after the click, they know that they're going to get a treat. So you click and treat. Come. Good boy. So after conditioning your clicker, we went ahead and we free shaped some behaviors. Free shaping behaviors is where you take a behavior that your pet is already doing and you reward them for that behavior because that's a behavior you want. The behavior that we conditioned with Harvey was to bark on command. So in order to get him to learn how to speak, we would just simply take treats and, sorry about it. And as he sat here, we would sit here until he would bark. Good boy. So by him getting to the point where he barks for his treat and we click and treat for him, he knows that every time he barks is the behavior that we want him to do. So the next thing we did was we added a cue. Adding a cue is putting a word to a behavior so your dog knows when you say the certain cue what behavior you're asking of them. So when we called him over, you can say, Harvey, come, sit. Harvey, speak. Good boy. Speak. Good boy. Speak. Good boy. The next thing we did was partial reinforcement. Partial reinforcement is when you enforce a behavior you want part of the time. The partial reinforcement that we did was a variable ratio, and that's when you reinforce the behavior after an unpredictable number of responses. So it kind of keeps him on his toes so that he keeps performing the behavior to get that click and treat instead of just kind of giving up. Harvey, sit pretty. Good boy. Harvey, touch. Go boy. Sit. Sit down. Roll over. Good boy. Harvey, come. Sit. Good boy. Harvey, sit pretty. Sit pretty. Good boy. Sit pretty. Sit pretty. Good boy. Sit pretty. Good boy. And that's our partial reinforcement. After partial reinforcement, we taught him how to target. Targeting is teaching the pet to target a specific part of their body to a specific item or part of my body. To teach Harvey how to target was pretty difficult. We taught him, I wanted him to touch my hand. So in order to do that, when I put my hand out, he really didn't understand what I was asking for. So what I did was I took a treat and in the palm of my hand and I just put it out. Every time, Harvey, touch. Every time he got close to my hand, I would give him a click and treat. So I'd put it anywhere, and anytime he put his nose to my hand, I gave him a click and treat. And then I moved to keeping my hand closed and putting my fingers out. So then when I put it out, he started to see my hand moving. That way, when I didn't have a treat, I could still go, Harvey, touch, and he would still touch my hand. This helps in a lot of aspects of training because he can follow my hand to learn the movements that I want him to do. With this technique, we taught him how to spin. By him following my hand, he learned to spin. Harvey, touch. Good boy. So we could simply add a cue to that and tell him spin, and he knew how to spin. After teaching him how to target my hand, we wanted to eliminate some behaviors that what we didn't want. So this is an extinction or operative counter conditioning. This is where we correct a behavior we don't want and change it into something we do want. So by this, he loves to jump when we walk into a room. And so when walking into a room, we would simply throw the treats on the floor so that he had to stay on the floor and he couldn't jump up on us. That way, when walking in, he knew to stay on the floor. So when we walked, he wasn't jumping up on us and hurting anybody or himself. Sit. Good boy. So after that, we practice generalization. Generalization is when we can teach the pet to do a certain cue in any environment or in any situation. That being said, we taught him off. Off is when he jumps up on us, we can tell him off. Or when he jumps up on the bed or the couch and we don't want him there, we can tell him off and he will get up. We have a place where I can give you a little bit of an example. Harvey, up. We can tell him in this situation, we want him off. Good boy. Harvey, up. Off. Good boy. The last thing we taught with Harvey was desensitizing. Desensitizing is where we take a situation or something that the animal does not like or really care for, and we teach them that it's okay or make it okay for them. So to start with desensitizing him with that, I don't have any clippers on me right now, and I would make him give me his paw, and I would make him keep it there for a couple of seconds, and then he'd get a click treat. Harvey, paw. Good boy. Paw. Good boy. Now that he's okay with me touching his feet, I don't have my clickers on me because I forgot them at work, but I do have these scissors, but I'm not going to cut his nails. All I'm going to do is simply take the handle part and I'm going to tap it on his paws. This is just kind of letting him know that it is okay for the clippers to actually be touching his paw. Come. Harvey, paw. Good boy. Paw. Good boy. Now that's the farthest we've got with desensitizing him with the clippers. The only issue we've had with the desensitizing him with the clippers is once he hears the loud crunch of the clippers, he still seems to be getting scared. So we are still working on that as our dog show.